Today is July the 16th, 2023. I'm Ricky Gaspard, and I want to show you how to build some custom buy and sell arrows based on certain conditions. You need to be at least acquainted with how to build scans. It will help you a lot building this indicator. I have provided the basic script below the video. So open up your ThinkorSwim and go to any screen. And the first thing I want you to do is, because we don't want to lose your current data, click on Setup, Save Workspace, and save it as custom arrows. And then click Save. And then go into your studies, edit studies, and delete everything that you have in here. For the sake of this video, let's keep it clean. Then click Apply and OK, and you should have a blank screen. So what we're going to do is we're going to build some buy and sell arrows based on moving averages. So the first thing I want you to do is to go to Studies, Edit Studies, and I want you to type in EXP for exponential moving average and move over two of them. Then I want you to type in SIM for simple and move over one simple moving average. So the first one, click the gear icon, and we want to change this to a 5. And we want to change the width to 2. And let's make this one white. And click OK. So there's the 5. Let's go to the next one. Let's make this one the 10. So let's go up a number. And let's change the width to 2. And let's make this one this blue color. And then we have a simple moving average. Click the gear icon by it. Let's also make this one a 5. And change the width to 2. And let's make this color, let's see, let's make it orange. So the orange one is going to be the simple moving average. And click Apply and OK. And you should have these 3 indicators on your chart. So go up here to Setup, save the workspace, and click Save. So the next thing we want to do is I want to explain to you what's happening here. If you notice the blue line, let's double click it and make sure is the 10. So when these two lines cross above the 10, the price starts rising. But we want to fine tune it even more than that. So the white one is the exponential moving average 5. And if you notice, when it crosses above the simple moving average 5, the price starts rising. But we want to give it a little time, so we want this crossover to occur above the 10. So when this strategy happens, we want to be in the stock. But we don't want to get out of the stock until, if you notice, the white line crosses below the 10 before the orange. It's close, but it's before, and that's what really matters. So we want to get in once these two lines cross above each other and confirm that they are above the 10 EXP. And we want to get out when the white line crosses below the 10. So I provided the script below the video. So copy that script and let's add it to the chart. Edit studies. And you're going to copy that script, click create. You're going to delete this and you're going to paste that code right here. And up here, name it custom arrows and then save it. So if it's not on your chart over here, type in your custom arrows. And move it over to your chart. Then we want to click the little tablet right here. And you'll notice that I've already put a couple of scripts in here. I've already created this strategy. So what we want to do is, you notice I defined what by condition 1 is. So I typed in DEF by condition 1 equals. Now I'm going to show you where this code came from. So close this out. And remember, we want these 2 lines above the 10, and we don't want to post the by arrow unless this white one crosses above the orange. So go to your scan tab, and I want you to create a scan. Click these arrows, personal, and create a scan query. And call this scripts, custom scripts. And save it. I already have it open. So for now, I'm going to delete these 2 scripts and we're going to start from scratch. So in this scan, let's go ahead and save it. Save the scan, it's custom scripts. Save and save. So delete these and add a filter. Click study. Go over here to ADX crossover and click custom. So the first thing we want this script to do is to verify that the 2 simple and EXP5 moving averages are above the 10. So delete this one, add a condition, and the first condition is you click here and click study, and we can type in simple, SIM, and click on simple and change this to 5, and is greater than, and the 10 was an EXP, so let's type in EXP and click this moving average exponential 10. And we just told it that the simple moving average 5 is greater than the 10. Now let's tell it that the exponential moving average 5 is greater than the 10. So you're going to add a condition, a study, EXP for exponential moving average. Let's change it to 5 down here, and is greater than that EXP10. So we click on EXP exponential, change this to 10, and save it. So what we're doing is we're building a script back here while we select the conditions here. So now the next condition is we wanted the moving average 5 exponential to cross above the simple moving average 5. So let's click there and click study, and we're going to click EXP exponential, and it was the 5. And we want to know that it crosses above the simple. So click here and click study, type in simple moving average, change it to 5. So we're at 5 and 5, and the moving average exponential 5 is crossing above the simple moving average 5. And this is our trigger to post the by arrow, considering both of these indicators are above the 10. So we have the complete script here. Simple moving average 5 is greater than the EXP 10. The exponential moving average 5 is greater than the EXP 10. And the exponential 5 crosses above the simple moving average 5. The next thing you want to do is click ThinkScript Editor, and you want to copy this code. You want to click OK. Now let's save this scan so we don't lose our work. And then let's click on the chart button, go to Studies and Edit Studies. And let's move that custom script over. You've already copied it and pasted it and called it custom arrows. And I moved it over. Click on the little tablet beside it, and under this by condition 1, this is where you would paste the code. So I pasted it, and we're getting an error. Now, the error is not the code. It's that the scan doesn't put in the semicolon to end the code. So we're going to type a semicolon, and it's picked up the code. So by condition 1, this is the criteria for it that we created over in the scan. So you're going to copy this by condition 1. Of course, I've already done this for you. I'm just explaining to you what I've done. And right here you see the plot. So the plot is the arrow. So a bullish arrow equals if by condition 1, you would paste this by condition 1 right here. And I didn't leave a space. I'm leaving a space. So what we're telling it is plot an arrow. If it's bullish, if these conditions are met, then 1. 1 means post the arrow. If these conditions are not met, else 0, which means don't post an arrow. So click Apply and OK, and Apply and OK. And now the next thing we want to do is we want to create this exit position right here. So this exit position was the exponential 5 cross below the exponential 10. So go to your Scan tab, create a new filter, a new study, click on ADX crossover and click Custom, and delete this. Click on Add a Condition, and we're going to add the exponential moving average 5. So click Study, EXP, exponential. Down here in the length, change it to 5. And it crosses below the EXP 10. So click here, Study, EXP for exponential, and change this to 10 and save it. So we have the moving average exponential 5 crosses below the 10 moving average. So go to your ThinkScript editor and copy this code. Click OK. Let's save this scan to save our work. Then go over and click on your Chart tab. Go to Studies, Edit Studies. Click back on this tablet for the custom arrows. And you would paste that code right here. And remember that error says invalid statement, but it's not really in the code. It's just that the scan does not put the semicolon at the end. So now we have created cell condition number 1. So if we come down to the plot that says bearish, so if, copy this cell condition 1, you would paste it here, then 1, which means post it if this condition is met, else 0, don't post it if this condition is not met. So the reason I'm showing you this is so that you can create your own strategies. So what I don't want you to do is I don't want you to delete these conditions. If you want to create a new strategy, because you can always come back and set it back to cell condition 1 and by condition 1 and cell condition 1. You can reuse the strategy. So if you create a new line here and you copied this section, so the first thing you want to do though is go to your scan and create your condition, your strategy. Then come into this script and copy this and create by condition 2 space equals space. And you're going to paste your new script here. I'll just say that this is the new script. So let's just use this script above, just as an example. You're going to copy the second script that you're creating, and you would paste it here. This would be your new script. And then you would copy this by condition 2 and change the plot to by condition 2 to run your script and not the one we created. So it's very simple to go into scans and build a strategy in your scans, copy the ThinkScript code, and then come in here and create a by condition. And the same thing here, create a cell condition below this one. And this is going to be in the script for you. I'm just going to put a hashtag beside them. That means they don't execute. So if you want to create another condition, just remove this hashtag on each one. Put your condition here and your condition here for selling. And just to change them, you just change these names right here. Like I've created a new cell condition and you want to put it down here. And this is going to plot your strategy. But this strategy that I created is very powerful. I suggest you don't delete it. I'm pretty much not a moving average guy. I like to buy volume spikes and, well, you've watched my other videos. But for those who want to buy based on certain moving averages, or the MACD crosses above the positive line, or the slow stochastics crosses above the 20, or whatever condition you want to create in a scan, you can copy that code and come in here and create buy and sell arrows for it. And you can execute, you can put as many codes in here as you want. If you're not going to use them though, like if you created your own and you pasted it here, don't forget this little thing right here on the end of your code. So if you created your own conditions, your own buy condition, your own sell condition, you just keep numbering them to buy condition 3, buy condition 4, etc. And the same thing on the sell. The ones you're not using, put a hashtag beside them. That way you will know they'll be grayed out. Like these are grayed out. If I put a hashtag here, it's going to gray all of this out and it's not going to execute. You don't want all of these scripts executing when you're only going to be using 2. I hope that makes sense. So a little explanation of this down here, bullish. So if you notice when I touch bullish, it highlights the 2 down below. So this bullish condition here, you won't need to create this, I've already done. It's telling it if it's bullish, what to use. And we're going to use a Boolean arrow up. And if it's bearish, we're going to use a Boolean arrow down. It also specifies that if it's bullish, set the default color to white. If it's bearish, I have both of them on white, that they're easier for me to see. And down here, we set the line weight for each one. So you would click apply, okay, apply. Oh man, I clicked remove all. Let's cancel. Let me open it back up. Hate it when that happens. So we're back to it now. Let me make sure I got my study in there. And I don't. Now let me make sure it's working, and it is. So if you notice here, we have a buy arrow. These 2, exponential 5 and simple 5, are above the 10. And the white one crossed above the orange one, so it posted an arrow. So let's go over into on demand and reset the time. I need you to watch how this script is working. So we are at market open in on demand on July the 14th. If you were watching this stock during pre-market, those conditions were met in pre-market and the stock took off. So we're on that 2-minute chart. And if you don't have a 2-minute chart, let me pause this for a second. So if you don't have a 2-minute chart, you can use this on 1 minute. I prefer on indicators to use a 2-minute chart. You would click on this gear icon here. You would click on favorite time frames, add a time frame, intraday, 1 day, and 2 minutes. You would click add, and it's going to add it over here and then move it up over underneath 1 minute. And you come back over here and you select that 2 minutes, which mine is already selected. So I'm going to click play. This is going to be probably, I don't know, 15 or 20 more minutes, maybe 25, because I want you to watch this chart. It gave us, before market open, an indicator to buy. So we're watching what it's doing. It's already pulled up from 44.20 to 46.50, let's say. So you could have got in at pre-market here, but what I want you to watch is how many times would you have gotten out of this stock and lost money when you really didn't need to get out, but you didn't have any confidence to stay in it. Just like right now, it's jumping up and down, but we have our strategy met. Here's the 10, here's the two fives. They're above the 10. The white one is above the orange one. That's telling us our conditions are met, and this stock is very strong going up. So every 2 minutes, we're going to get a new candle. And I know this is long, but it's very important that you understand and watch this part of the video. This is going to help you gain confidence and not get out of a stock too early and lose a lot of profit. Like we got in at pre-market here, and right here, people start panicking. But remember our conditions. We're not going to get a sell arrow unless this white line crosses. This white line is the exponential 5. We're not going to get a sell signal unless it crosses below the EXP10, which is right here. So this normally would freak a lot of people out and they would bail on this stock. Of course, we would be happy with $2 or $3 gain. I know I would. But I want you to watch what happens along the way on this indicator we just created. So I'm not going to talk your ears off here. We're basically watching. We're waiting to see what happens next. The reason I don't want to delay and move this forward is that you need to know what's happening, what you created in that indicator, and why this indicator works a lot better than your mind does. Let me get it back to the adjustment here. There we go. So you can see our 3 indicators we created. Here's the 5 EXP, the 5 simple, the 10 EXP. They are on an uproar. So is the stock price. So we would have essentially, let's just say we got in at 444, 44.44, and here we're at 46.44. There's $2 already. Now we're all the way up to 47.25, 47.15, still rising. I'm not worried about panic here. I know I created a strategy. I know the strategy's working. I no longer have to rattle my brain. Do I need to stay in or do I need to get out? That's the reason you need to learn this coding stuff. I've provided you with the basic arrow script. What you need to do is go into scans and create your buy strategy and your sell strategy. And you can use any ThinkorSwim script as long as you do the code correctly. And they pretty much, when you're building a code, it's pretty much writing the script for you. It's really a simple language. I mean, when they allow you to use is above or is below or is greater than and words like that, that's plain English. You're just typing in plain English. This is above that, or this is below that, or one else zero, either or, than, all of those words matter in ThinkScript. So we're still rising here. Look at these indicators. And if you want to know the date, this is July 14th. and the stock is AEHR. If you want to just practice on this stock and on demand after you create the indicator, that's fine. So look, how many people would start getting out right here? This is why this is a confidence builder. It's pulling back. It's pulling back 50 cents, 75 cents. Most people would bail on this stock right here. But we didn't get a sell signal because our indicators are still in line. And this is why we're watching this video. I want to show you how you can be confident with this strategy or with any strategy that you create. Most people's problem is they see a red arrow and they want to bail. Well, I can tell you right now, all this little red arrow is they're profit takers from here. They're happy with what they earned, and you probably would be too. And it's pulling back because other people are thinking, hey, it's going down. But it's really not. It's just profit takers. Yes, it's going down. I said that wrong. But it's not bailing out on you because we don't have a sell signal. These two lines are still way above the 10. So why exit here? This would be the perfect indicator for the swing traders out there. You can use it for scalping as well, as you can tell. But swing traders, they're pretty much in for an hour or more, maybe 2, 3, maybe all day long. And if they create their own strategy using these custom scripts and the script that I provided below the video, you can create anything, any scenario, any strategy that you have in your mind, that you have on your computer, and etc. Now I want to show you how confident you can be with this. We put these 3 lines on here first so that I could show you what the arrows are doing. Well, we no longer need them. We already told the arrows what to do with these 3 lines. So let's go to studies, edit studies. Let's remove the moving averages and only leave the custom arrows. Click apply and OK. So now we have a clean screen. We can clearly see our arrow, and we know that we have this arrow because of the conditions that we specified. The simple and the exponential 5 is above the 10 EXP, and the exponential 5 crossed above the simple 5. So we don't need to get out until when? When the exponential 5 crosses below the 10. We don't need to see it on here anymore. We know it's going to happen when the next sell arrow triggers. So many people that got out here, I can tell you right now because I've watched this already, and it's not that I picked this particular stock. I mean, I did pick it, but I didn't pick it to manipulate the script that I'm teaching you. I picked it only because it gives a good example of how many times you would have got out of this stock when you really shouldn't have. So we're continuing to watch. We had no exit signal. Now we could get some more buy signals. So if we get another white arrow, you can add to your position. It also performs that way. So right now, this stock is pretty much just bouncing up and down in this zone, and it's moving sideways. So we're on a 2-minute chart, so each candle is 2 minutes. So we're waiting to see our next signal. I'm going to do a video on how I see a candle. I see them way differently than anyone else. I don't look at this as a doji, as a hammer, as a shooting star. I think naming them is probably put into place so that you could recognize certain candles, but you don't need a name. It's telling you something. This body, this wick, and this wick is telling you something. If you don't know it, you'll need to watch the next video. So here we are. We're in panic mode again. Are we getting out? Nope. We're still jumping up and down here. We can't see our lines anymore, but there's no reason to panic. ThinkorSwim's watching the lines for us. We created a script that told ThinkorSwim what to do. So had we gotten in here, there was $2. By the time it got to here, we're probably down 50 cents. Had we gotten here, so I'm willing to lose this 50 cents right here, or I'm willing to lose whatever's up here for that sell arrow to pop up and not miss out what may come next. And as always, practice this in the on demand. Get your confidence built up. Start building this indicator any way you want it to function. So we're still have buyers and sellers. You can also apply this with our other indicators, the volume spikes and the buyers and the sellers. You can put it all together and really do some damage on the market. You can see a lot of people got out, but a lot of people were still buying. So we're into a good stock. Of course, it's only an on demand and it's after hours. It's Sunday, the market's not open. I mean, we could play trade if we wanted to, and I would expect you to do that in on demand, especially if you created your own custom scan. You may need to go back into your scan and tweak your script. Just pay attention to what's going on when you create a script and make sure it's functioning the way that you picture it in your mind. Especially if you've been trading a long time, you can clean your screen up and put all of your thinking and your strategies into these arrows. So it's been about 10 minutes, 12 minutes. The stock is still up here. Many people would have already exited. But guess what? The buyers may come back in. And that's what I hold on for. There we go. We got another buy arrow. It's saying it's going to go up some more. Let's see if it does. This means the EXP5 once again crossed above the simple moving average 5, and look where it went. It shot up. We're almost at 48. Well, we're above 48. 48.40. There we go, 48.58. So these people lost this. Still going. Let's see where we end up. We did not get a sell indicator. We got add to this position. And always remember, you can get out anytime you want. This video, I'm telling you the scenario that we're seeing on the screen because you need to know. But anytime you're in profit and you're comfortable with that profit, there's no sense in taking further risk. Take your profit. Like most of the time, I would get out if I seen a high. I know this stock's probably going to struggle up here to get any higher than this high. But according to these indicators, I would be wrong. So it's still holding its price. And we're still in profit. We actually gained, let's see, if we would have got in at 430, we actually gained another $1.50 or so just by holding on, waiting for that sell arrow. I mean, you may want to use other indicators. You may be comfortable with slow stochastics, RSI. You can tell it when the RSI is below 20 or above 80. You can reverse these strategies if you like shorting more than you like buying, and use the same arrows. We're really pumping strong here. And the reason I use the simple average 5 and the exponential average 5, because in scalping, you want things to happen fast. Like you want to know immediately when you need to get in, and you want to know immediately when you need to get out. But based on certain conditions that you can't see, but ThinkorSwim can, because you told it what you're looking for, you can pretty much rest your mind at that point. So we have tweezers up here. I've heard a lot of people say, get out if you see tweezers. Well, let's see if they're correct. We're going to hang on here until we get that sell indicator. And I'm going to say we didn't buy until market open. And let's just say we got in at, hell, let's just say $45. Let's see where we end up. Say we were late getting in and we got in at $45. That's going to be our starting point. Now we're at a new high. So without the lines on the chart, we already know these arrows, they are the lines. We told these arrows what they are. and how to function. I think this is the best way to trade. Maybe not. I mean, for the indicator traders, yes. For me as a scalper, like I said, I like the volume spikes. But if you put all of this together, you can base confidence on many factors rather than just relying on a volume spike or buyers and sellers. You can build a whole system out with the script that I just provided. So here we are with those red candles again. This is the panic color, is what I call it. What if it dropped down to here, but we didn't get a sell arrow? I don't care. I'm up. I'm still in profit. Why would I bail knowing that there's a possibility I could get another 50 cents, dollar, $2 per share? You never know which direction this is going to be. At any moment, somebody could dump 50,000 shares and drop this down. There's really nothing you can do when somebody does that. You're going to probably lose some of your profit. But chances are, if it's just one person dumping a bunch of shares, it's going to drop, but it's going to recover. This is going to prevent you from bailing when stuff like that happens. But if you're not in profit and that red candle happens, it's going to be up to you to wait and see or get out, determining on your conditions. Like if it dropped and I was still in profit, I don't think I would care at that point because I never got my sell arrow. And if we did add on this second arrow, we're still in profit from here to here, even though it's pulling back. So at this point, I'm not interested in selling. This is probably the same as this here. It's just more people taking profit because of this rise. And like I said, they're probably smart doing that. Even you, if you got a second run on this stock, honestly, I would probably sell as well. I would be mighty happy with $3 or $4 a share profit. But providing we don't, providing we rely on the indicators that we created, let's see where we end up. We said we were going to get in at 45. Excuse me. That's a pretty good pullback, but remember, we got in right here. We didn't lose this second entry profit. ThinkorSwim is a wonderful platform. You really need to dig into it. This is a good start for many of you. This helps you. It's not going to help you create the scripts that I create. Those are pretty much custom. But ThinkorSwim provides you with enough scan scripts that you can create the scans that you like. And you can also modify any part of that script when it didn't function correctly for you. Figure out why it didn't and go and correct it in the script. and repaste it into the custom arrow script. Fix the mistakes along the way. So it looks like we're getting stronger again. We still haven't received a sell arrow. The code that I provided below the video, it's already going to have this set up. Like I explained earlier, just create buy condition 2 and sell condition 2 and put a hashtag beside these two so that they gray out, and practice creating different strategies using these arrows. You can change these arrow colors in the code. I showed you that earlier where they were white. You can change them to green and red if that's your preference, or yellow and yellow, or whatever color you want to use. So we're moving sideways up here. We're on a 2-minute chart. This also works on 1 minute. It doesn't work so well on 5 minute because I'm using such a tight range between the moving averages. This is basically for scalping for quick profits. I would say use the 1 minute or the 2 minute, but I don't think I would use the 5 minute when you're using moving averages. It's pulling back, but still no exit. We don't have a get out arrow pointing down. Just bouncing around here. Nobody knows where it's going to go, but we have a good indication of where, because it hasn't told us to get out. Who knows? We could even get another buy arrow here soon. I hope these videos are helping you. This one I would consider very important. It's going to help you learn how ThinkorSwim functions. Plus, you really need to know, it's going to teach you how moving averages work, how they cross over, how you can manipulate them and make them cross over sooner than later, or later than sooner, whichever way you want to take it. And the best part about it, while we're watching this, I can show you something else. So if you click on studies and edit studies, and this is those arrows that you created. So if you copy this script here, minus the semicolon, you can create a scan and search for stocks that meet this criteria. So when you create this scan and you click the scan button and put it in your watch list, it's going to find all of the stocks with this arrow to buy. It's going to look for these conditions. So it's going to find all of the stocks that are going to do this. It looks like we may get a new high, and we did. And we got another buy arrow. Now, I don't know that I would buy this high in the run, but that would be totally up to you. I mean, but from $48.55 to $49, that's another 50 cents. Like, you could even get out here, you're above here, or you can hang on and wait for that sell signal. A lot of people think trading is hard, but if you take the time to learn the technicals of the software, you can make your life a lot easier. You'll gain knowledge of how things function. It's not all about just a candle or just a moving average or just a volume spike. It's about learning how price action works. Price action along with volume. And by creating these scripts and watching these candles and watching what's going on and trusting your strategy or trusting the volume spike or trusting the buy and sell indicator, you're going to learn a lot. But you really need to dig deep into what I'm teaching you today. It's going to bring greater understanding to you about how these candles work, how the price moves, what the moving averages are doing, what's triggering what, etc. Knowledge is, I'm going to say, the prized possession of making profits. Look at that price, would you? How many times would you have gotten out? I should say, how many times have I gotten out in the past because I saw a red candle? That's the honest statement. Before I learned all of this stuff, I was bailing the moment I seen just a tip of red because you panic, especially if you have a small account. You have a small account, let's say you can only make 3 trades a day, and you see a red candle, you don't want to lose your profits. And that's fine. Take what you can earn and leave it alone. Wait for tomorrow if you run out of trading money. Looking good over here. So I already know some of you are going to comment, how do I do this? How do I do that? I kind of want you to figure it out on your own. Only send me a question if you can't figure it out. Just remember, there's over 500 of you, and I get quite a few questions a day, and a lot of them was easy to resolve because they didn't follow the instructions, or they forgot something, or they tried to post a script in the wrong location. I mean, mistakes happen. I understand that. I was the same way. Like, what is he trying to do? What am I supposed to do? You need to watch these videos 2 or 3 times, not just once. Look at these gains. So what happens here if you would have got out? So if you'd have got out here, you would have lost, let's see, 47.50 to 49.50. You would have lost $3 a share had you gotten out down here. And we still don't have that sell arrow because the exponential moving average 5 has not crossed below the 10. And believe it or not, it's going to happen pretty quickly when it happens. You're not going to lose a lot of money waiting on that sell arrow, especially when you're got in at 40 or $45, we said. So from $45 to $49.50, it's $4.50 gain by trusting the indicator that you created. There's one thing you can't do in that code is you can't just say the price is above the 20 moving average, because every candle that appears is going to have an arrow under it as long as it's above the 20. And you don't want that. You need a condition like the price crossed above the 20. That only happened once, so you're going to get one arrow. So if you just said the price is above the 20, you're going to get an arrow on every candle. And you really don't want that. You need a condition. Why did it go up? It went up because the price crossed above something or below something if you're shorting it. Pulling back a little bit here, it's not a sell-off. It looks like more profit takers. So right now we're up, let's just say $4. And we're holding on, waiting for a sell signal. I hope you hung in here this long. If you did, congratulations. You really did need to watch this whole video. It's all important. I try to keep my videos short, but when it comes to something like this, the videos are going to end up longer because there's things that I want you to see as the price action is happening. It's not, hey, I learned how to make an indicator. Now what do I do with it? Well, this right here tells you what to do with this particular indicator, or whichever indicator that you structure. If you keep reading that script that's under the video, study what that script says, and you'll know exactly what you do. You just need to go over to your scan tab, create your strategy, go to ThinkScript, copy the code, and create the next buy condition or sell condition. And then go down to the plots and change it to those condition numbers. So we could have entered this stock 1, 2, 3 times. If you have a lot of money, you could have made thousands right here. I mean, even if you just had $10,000 to invest with, you could have bought it twice. So if you had 200 shares times $4, it's $800. Even if you just bought it once, that's $400. Still don't have a sell signal. Don't see a down arrow yet. And then again, the stock hasn't bailed on us. It hasn't sold off. So let's see, we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're about 20 minutes into this trade. 20 minutes for, let's say you bought 100 shares of each. So 300 times $4, you'd be up about $1,200 right now. I know that's hypothetical. It all depends on how much you can afford, and I understand that. But once you get your account up, this is the things you want to look for. If you copy that script we created for the buy condition and make a scan out of it, every time this strategy that scan finds this strategy, it's going to post it for you. Just remember, when you copy the script out of the custom arrow code, if it gives you an arrow in the scan when you're creating it, it's that little semicolon at the end. Take it off. So even if you would have bought this third arrow, you're still into the profit of, let's say, about another 50 cents. And it's still not selling off. There's a few profit takers. I'm going to hang on here until we get that sell arrow. I want you to see what happens after that sell arrow gets posted. So we're into a trade. We're up quite a bit of money at this point. I'm not worried about a red candle anymore. I wasn't worried about it here actually, because we had a few dollars gain here. But I'm waiting to see, how do you know if it's not going to do this run again and keep going and we end up at $60 a share? You don't know, but based on the indicator that you created, there's a great possibility that the stock's not done. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, I'm not asking for any money for all of this education. I don't even think I'm going to monetize the channel, but the more subscribers I get, the more that I know that these scripts are actually doing good, that I'm helping others. And that's my main goal. And if I was worthy enough to provide a lot of people with the knowledge to make money, and I decide to monetize this channel, I'm going to let YouTube pay me for it. But I don't know that we're going to go that route yet. But if you would, subscribe, like the videos, click the bell icon so that you're notified on future videos. And that tells me a lot about what I'm doing. It keeps me motivated and keeps me going. And as always, my main goal in life is to help others succeed. And hopefully you're the next one. If you notice, I'm not preaching about my Ferraris or my airplanes or my motorcycles or how much money I have. That's not a concern of mine. My concern is, what can you have from my teachings? Still floating along sideways here. Stock's not selling off, just a couple profit takers. Looks like every time we get profit takers, we drop about 50 cents. I'm seeing a buy arrow pop up here. I don't know. I probably wouldn't get in this late. This could be the backside of the run. We don't know that yet. So we're undecided here. It's either wanting to go up or down. We don't know which way it's going to go, but I'm not worried about it. We would be into profit at this time. That's a pretty strong white arrow. Don't know if it's going up though. From experience, if it does go up, I would think it would come somewhere in this range and then maybe backtrack a little. Or it may be over. But according to our script, it's not over yet. So what's this arrow telling you? It's telling you that the 5 exponential moving average is bouncing below and above the simple 5 moving average. Each one of these arrows tells you when those two lines cross. What it hasn't told us is that the exponential 5 has crossed below the exponential 10. That hasn't happened yet. That tells me that the price and those two 5 moving averages are still above the 10. And that's a good indication that this stock is pretty strong. So you know if the 5's above the 10's above the 20, 20's above the 50's above the 200. I know that just by trading. So the 5 EXP crossed above the simple 5 moving average. So it did not move up. We went to the next candle. That tells me the stock could be weakening. It also tells me that that exponential 5 may be hovering sideways and may be getting ready to cross below the 10. I hope you really take this script and go into those scans, create the scan that you like, then go to this indicator and enter the ThinkScript code into the buy or the sell condition and create these arrows with your own strategy. I mean, there's people out there that have stuff way better than me. But then again, there's all kind of strategies. Some of them fail, some of them aren't so good. I like strategies that are not well known, hence the volume spike arrows, the buy and sell volume indicator, the pullback strategy. All of those are custom scripts that were not available until I created them. But I think the more important thing is that you also learn how to create scripts, indicators. And the only way you're going to learn it is to go into that scan tab and create a scan, copy the code, put it in here and see how that strategy functions. See if you were right. Look at those double white arrows. Stock is holding its price. I can tell volume has died down just by the height of the wicks. By the height of each candle, the buyers and the sellers are fading off. Look how tiny this candle is. And that's without having the volume bars down here. That's without knowing the volume average. This is strictly on these arrows and the strategy that we created. So if you wanted to do this as an all-day trade, of course I wouldn't in this market. Everything seems to go flat after 9:30 or 10. But in good market conditions, say that you like to see the 9 moving average cross above the 20, or the 8 crosses the 21, and that those two moving averages are above the 50 and the 50, you can create all of that in that scan. And then paste the code into that indicator, and it will plot arrows for you when those conditions are met. There's our exit. We're out at this point. Of course, like I said, you could have got out at any time. I usually get out when you see this flag of a high. But now it's telling us to get out. And let's see if this indicator was correct. It's telling us that the EXP5 moving average has crossed below the 10. And now the stock is going to sell off. It's giving you an early warning. So let's hang on and see if we sell off. We'll give this video, I don't know, 5 more minutes just to see. Let's get a few more candles and see if it continues to go down. So this is the first time we've seen this down arrow during this whole trade. So if we would have waited and hung on to here, let's say we got out at 48.50, we got in at 45, that would be a $3.50 gain. If we would have got out at the high, probably a $4.50 gain. So we're now selling off, it appears. And you can just about bet that everybody that's trading red candles is panicking. And there's a 100% chance it's going to continue to go down until they quit selling. Continuing to drop. So this indicator was truthful through this whole trade. It kept us in the stock so that we could maximize our profits. And it didn't tell us to get out until it saw that we could lose those profits. So don't delete the scripts that are provided, the strategy that's provided with the script. Make sure you just create another strategy and name it buy number 2, buy number 3, whatever, however many you want to create. Make sure you put the hashtag to block out the other scripts that you're not using. And it looks like we're selling off here. It's probably going to continue to go down. There's a lot of people wanting to take their money now. And I hope you enjoyed this lesson on creating strategies that attach a buy or sell arrow to the strategy that you create. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, click the bell icon, because the next video I'm going to explain what a candle means to me. Have a blessed day. I hope you enjoyed this video, and God bless.